squat, lower weight. Hold the squat lid over that weight. All right, let's put it down.
There was one this week.
Release that. Let's go, perfect.
What's Eddie Bravo? I've done the whole setup, but they don't do heavy weights a lot. They really just do abs. How is it? Spider-Man.
Yeah. Think about like reach my hands down, like piping and stuff like that. Spiders are down there. I usually wear gloves, but this couple times this week I wasn't. And then I randomly have it. Looks like a spider might pop up. It's looking nasty, so it's careful with your hands. That was looking at the file. There's a guy over on Elmira, a homeless guy, and he keeps setting some fields on fire over there. Yeah, there's like a homeless camp over there. Yeah. So,
I used to live in the Elmira's the worst.
all right. Good to see you, kids. Okay, so let's start off with some grip fighting details. Grip break. We want to So one grab, I just deflect kind of lean weight. If he retracts it back, that's where I can come in too. I can cause collar grip. Or I can punch it across and come in and take it back. That's just a deflection. My hands are up and I'm in a good base. I can deflect, just lean on it. Or you can go ahead and snatch and retract it across collar grip. Retract and start coming in with okay, if he does get the grip, you can acquire 2-on-1, pop it off, step back when you do it. Now, additionally, grab here. This is the one that hits the picture. Same, right? If he retracts it, I can go into a clinch on this, or I can lean on it. So that is one time. And then the last one. Wait there. Don't come like elbow or forearm. You want to come into the wrist. And I want to simultaneously strike with the 12 to 6 elbow. As I drop weight. leg is in between my legs. Here. And my shoulder is connected to his ribs. I can monitor here, or I can step in if I need to. Okay. So that's the deflection, right? 2 on 1, 2 on 1, wrist. Those are the 4 grip wrists. Work on those for a couple of minutes. Do you get on it? Do that? No, good.
Ready? Let's go. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You got it.
If I can get a sit bone, if I can't get around to the sit bone, if it was like McMillan.
I get around me, don't shit bomb.
Do you really? Okay, there you go then. No excuse.
Look, actually, it's like, look how much extra weight.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So it's like you gotta get that right position like this. I gotta kind of this more than anything helps. Yeah. So that thing around.
Okay. Oh. Yeah.
And look, you got arm lock here. You could do a standing arm lock here. You could do this throw. Right. But this is the main measure we kind of went over the last when I was taking the back. Right? And there I got the throw where I can lift.
Yeah, that's the aftermath of my model. I got some it's just called judo. That's a good thing to know.
Great for your body. It really lengthens your body out, leans it
I still have a grip, but it sounds like a break. My Japanese is terrible, so I'm just gonna say He was.
Okay, the other entry here, guys, is just a heavy hand. We do this, I add weight. I'm looking to come into over, under, side, or body lock clinch. This is front body lock. Okay, cover, over, under, clinch. Here, I cover, right, side clinch. That side is closest. The other side may be more preferred. You're going to take what they give you. Alright, let's see. Okay, so, but that's kind of, I call it heavy hands, right? This hand drops, keeps grabbing, I'm putting all my weight, look how mobile my feet are. So I just come in and do, a clutch or a takedown. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Have that in one.
What are you doing? We're doing heavy hands.
Here's how we do it. Put your hands like this. No touch button apart. If you go body lock, if I was trying to do like some Greco Roman,
I'm going. I'm waiting on you to put a hand for it.
Go right.
Just come in.
Oh, okay. I might need to be stepped outside sometimes. Thumb here. I'll pull in a little bit, but then I'll pull push down. Body lock facing go. Yeah. Put the weight from your feet into his hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Instead of pushing harder with your hands, it should be like almost like I think about it as like lifting yourself up. Like imagine you're getting up out of the pool, and it's like you got to kind of do that. So there is a little bit of that, but it's redistributing weight. You're placing it into my hands so my feet can come in. So I don't think about pushing his hands down. I think about pulling me up. Fracture your arm, please.
There was a body lock side.
You can kind of, at that point, you can kind of put the hips, we talked out, and put on Justin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it just it's a bunch. He had a bunch of things we talked about going on at the same time.
I'll set mine.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I told the cabin in the woods.
Okay, guys, time. We caught it, you know.
Yep. Yes.
Well, okay, so pretty much what that means is judo. Right? And over time, you have to develop a preferred gripping game, right? And then for what we do in Jiu-Jitsu, preferred gripping game and the preferred right? That you got a strategy. If you're doing no gi or gi, you got a strategy. It's like, why not? So be able to clinch, and then also be aware of which one you take. You might like actually more and be more successful, but it's right clinch, doesn't matter if you're in or whatever. Okay. You know, but you can't rely on gripping up. The clinch transcends what you're wearing. And it's, people would argue, Hickson would argue that not what you're wearing. But it is like a fringe benefit to be able to control what you're wearing. Right. So, let's look at the takedowns from the opponent. Okay. So, look, when you're in an over-under clinch and he pushes my arm across to take my back, that's when I'm going to go. And we've got several options over here. I'm going to go over about 5. Okay. So one is if I just bow and he starts coming around, there's my Soto. Simple. Push your arm across, okay? I connect to it, I bow on it, I pull his foot forward, there's my Kochi guard. We've been really focused on after that throw for the last 6 months or so, doing a slider. Okay? So he pushes it across, I connect. So we got Osoto, we got Kochi Gari. Right? When I snap, if he postures up, we've got drop Sayo. Here, he pushes it over, does snap down. Now this kind of Americana's his arm, so he has to kind of limp arm to get out of it. Right there. And then if they land here flying, a lot of people go to turn. Right. So push your arm across and connect, turn this way. See that? That's how you kind of wind your arm out of it so you don't get Americana. Like a limp arm, okay? So he pushes my arm across, I connect, I snap here. And then look, drag where the knee breaking down on this stomach. So this is the snap down. Then, look, if he pushes this across, one thing I can do is if I'm going for Osoto or something and this leg is back, for whatever reason, right? You maybe went to Kochi and he stepped back, but put it even further back, right? So then, and then I bowed and it didn't really come forward a whole lot, right? So I'm not going to Osoto that way. If that's the case, I go backwards and just bow. So that's that's snap down as well. But in judo, that's sumi atoshi. You can drop to a knee on it, it becomes uki atoshi. Okay, so he pushes this across. If that leg is back, I snap down right there. So, kind of again, I'm gonna start from the beginning. I'm gonna bow. He comes around. There's my Soto. He pushes that across. Bow. He postures up. There's my drop sail. I'm going to kind of bow and go backwards on this and move my arm across. Here, that's my koichi. Here's the slider pass. Move my arm across. This is my snap down here. The turtle with the breakover. And if that leg is back, I'm just going back and down. Five up. Five, two. Yes, sir. All right, let's do it. 1, 2. Just got stones, you know, sir. What was that? You bowed and I fell down. Very gingerly of you. Yeah. No, you can draw me. It's all good. How'd you do the fifth one? Well, stepping back.
Yeah, there's
His foot is in the back. Right there. This is where I need to throw it. So I'm going to step back, and then I can add a round step into it. Yes, sir. So I step back, and I'm going to like that. Also running the back. No. Okay. Well, and running the back like on their arm.
Here's that one.
Yeah. I think that.
That's good for you, he said.
Okay, so
I had nothing to do. Although my daughter, Allison, she put out all for it, so.
To you on that. Right? Even if you have something that now, look how much closer it is now. Right? Just make sure he's off balance. If he's off balance and you go, you can't just move back. Right? That's a yeah, bow, get him moving. And circle. Oh, that, yeah, even better.
I got a neck on it.
Nice.
So I'll put it back forward. Noodle your arm out. You got it.
Get the Americanus.
Yeah, I did that.
The same thing on a like doing collar tie.
You alright? Yeah, good. Sloppy drop sail.
November 9th. Sorry. Same thing. From the dude who's supposed to, well, he's like,
Yeah.
so, oh, is that they talking about sitting at the
Yeah.
get any spot that you like? Yes. Hey, you got it. Stay right up front, my guy. You're the pack. One of these.
Do what? Well, I think I was scared last.
Yes, I got
My foot never got back down. Like you caught it.
Was it crowded?
Wow.
Good timing.
I heard.
It was good. It was perfect
I
timing.
heard, yeah. This weekend went up there, so.
I like that one, huh? But it seems really sneaky.
Caught it again. Are you winding up for it, or you just? You get it? Just watch. You got it twice, like right at the ankle.
What do you think about that? This one? Yeah. Oh, okay. If I get here, as I'm stepping back, I'm kind of like whipping my foot.
Well, there's where that one's going to play. Yeah, that's the more dramatic you can emphasize that step, that's the sliding line.
Well, you hit it 3 in a row, so.
That's just good and a good connection. In the book, they have a timing detail. They say the moment the instance that foot plants, you begin the sweep. Because there's got to be a mechanism of timing, right? And then that's it. So, but that applies broadly. Right? You sweeps a lot.
As soon as my foot
and I'll box this probably, but let's say you step out of that.
I felt the foot. I was like, I'm gonna try.
Right there, that one McMillan teaches to the HISA. The second throw, whether he shows Okuri or HISA, it's they step out, and this is the old footwork product for it.
I think if you snap him down when he postures up, that'll work better.
Okay. That's if you're doing it in the combo.
I didn't get it there at all.
You ate the flat out.
Yeah, give him a little in there.
This one, right?
That was terrible.
Your foot like out like this. It's just here. Keep your foot on the mat. Better timing. Okay, guys, time. Okay. Okay, let's look next at so we really hit kind of three fundamental submissions over the last 6 months, along with a lot of other, like an arm in Ezekiel is not like a day one person technique necessarily, in my opinion, right? But a triangle choke is a fucking everyone technique, 100%, right? Cross choke, right? For everyone. They arm in Ezekiel chokes. Yeah, I just don't put that as high on the list as what I call fundamental. All right, rear naked choke, fundamental. So let's look at those. Okay, and let's try and talk about as many details as we can. Right, because like some of these details I learned as a black belt. And I was so gracious enough to teach you guys the new way. Good. All right. So, anyway, let's start off in guard. And Drink and I did cross choke private lesson with Richard Bressler, one of the first Gracie Jiu-Jitsu students. And then Jack kind of showed the same sort of way, but like it really emphasized, and Jack had learned this detail from Hickson, is if I grab here and pull already messed up your cross choke, if that's what you're trying to do. got to keep your hand open and his collar away from his neck here, so you can look at the depth of that second hand here, right? Now, if I pull down, that's as deep as I can go, right? So I want to punch away from the neck, right? Lifting. Then I come in. Then I grab and just twist my wrist. Put your head on the mat as you're rolling. Like this. Okay? Pretty quick here. Here. Flare. Okay? Simple. Easy. Now, so the hack is don't pull. If you Powder showed a choke where he was here. Alright, and look, if I don't grab with this hand, I can put my thumb in a lot easier than right there. Alright, you gotta think. If I'm like out on my side, look, but now there's no slacking. Okay, however, if I just kind of let go with that hand, don't grip, now I can put my thumb in. I can loop over, and then when it's time, both hands do what they're supposed to. Right? So kind of same idea there. Right? And, again, this is one of the ones how to show you. So, if I'm gripping this one super tight, there's no slack to get a second grip inside of this collar. So then you have to resort to just having this. But however, if you will just relax that hand, now I've got space. Right? So this is a different type of cross choke. It's a cross choke where one palm is facing you, one is facing away. Right? And then the third one is both hands facing away. Okay? So with this one too, when you do loop here, right? And you want to come in, try and square your hips back up to help you finish the choke. Connect your elbow to the sternum to help finish the choke. Okay? Does that make sense? Cross choke. Let's open on one. Should not be. I'm very grabbing. Go for that. Go first. Okay, so get the first grip, really punch his knee away. Yes, now go underneath you. Deeper, deeper, deeper. Yes. Yeah. Get those. We want our wrist bones on his arteries. So like when you're turning your wrist, you're trying to turn to accentuate. Make sure you're not gripping until that second hand gets in deep. Good. You do it to me, let's see about that good.
Okay.
This is the test though.
Yes, sir.
On the same side. Here.
So, you said the wrist bone into the carotid, right? Do you feel that? Yeah.
Where do you grip your hand? Turn the wrist. Down grip.
Do you know what you're doing? This hand? Right down.
Okay. Steve, that was a fake choke earlier, bro.
Say what?
What?
Something about your head goes higher.
Yes, that's them.
I don't know why.
Still need to start like
Because think about things you tell me, right? About I call them non-threatening grips.
Okay.
When you start pulling this, or I feel your arm being rigid, it's a threatening grip, then I'm gonna be
Start fighting.
yeah. Now, if you just punch that away, right? Now I'm not as now he's gripping here. Now, hands are open and just slowly turn and go back.
See you for air high five for it.
Yes. You did exponentially better.
You were doing less than when you were just starting earlier.
Okay.
In terms of how rigid your arm was.
Okay.
But you know, you were fighting, so we're like, oh, I should be rigid.
Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes you should.
See what she's like.
Okay. What's that?
Nice gi.
Thank you.
I like old BJJ because
Oh.
of stuff.
I'm joking, Steve. Where's
What does that mean?
Thanks,
Is it
dude.
blood?
Not bad, okay.
Sometimes I feel like I missed the blood and I'm only crushing somebody's throat. Yeah, that's good. I got a little motion matters, yeah. But I want to put somebody to sleep. I don't want somebody just on that wrist turn.
It is, and that's it. Well, and then too,
See, I don't want people to think
it's like the last thing you do. You start pulling them down, and people just do the wrist turn.
I realize I've been, since I get that first grip, I'm pulling down like you're saying. Immediately puts the person on guard and they're like fighting, they're finding the other hand and trapping it.
Hey, the best people who show me this, like, those are two of the best guys in the United States learning CrossFit. Or like it. Jack had got that from a lesson. So, sometimes I feel like I'm crushing the throat instead of doing a blood choke. Is that something I'm doing wrong? Yes. Yeah. How do you? Let me feel. Yes, sir. The answer is never the sweet part. Yes, sir. Right.
Works for me.
I have abandoned it to have my squeegee.
Sweet.
Okay.
That's what you're saying about opening the wrist.
Both of them or which one?
Oh, yeah. You're falling down. I've seen
Yeah, it's why. Go back.
Big up and someone turn the wrist.
Get your first grip and pause it. You don't. Just kind of keep it punched away. Yes. Got me at the single butt choke there. This side?
Howie, the first full
Really?
plus one.
Of H12?
Yeah.
But
I'll
that'll give you.
Yeah.
So, look, get both grips.
Yeah.
Don't twist your wrist. Both grips. Little deeper here. Now, the hands are relaxed. As you tighten, turn. That was it? Oh, yeah.
So people be tightening the hands and then trying to turn.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, like
Okay.
do both at the same time instead of like if I tighten the hands, it like sticks me in the spine a little bit. Right? And you'll get some turn, but like
Okay.
it's simultaneous.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you.
I'll take a paper aside.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Huh?
That's it.
Never forget that.
Okay. We're doing good on the cross choke.
Now, yeah, that's
Steve's cross choke was better than all y'all's. All right, good job, Steve. Okay. Now the triangle choke, right? Triangle choke is just one of those submissions. You can do it from out. You can set it up from side control, guard, half guard. It's everywhere. Flying triangle. Yeah, from the rear, right? Reverse triangle, inverted triangle. It just comes up all the time. So, but some of the things about it that we'll try and highlight, like comprehensive approach. You don't want to get hit when you have somebody in a triangle because that's very easy to overlook. You don't want to get slammed like power bomb style. That's ECC. You can slam to get out of and what? And fight to win. You can slam to get out of the cell. So, you gotta think like guillotines, triangles. So there's a slam prevention detail to a triangle choke. Just like any other technique, I want you to have no base, no posture, no connection, no ability to use your weight against me. So you got to think if you're like in this base, you're hard to triangle. The more I draw you forward off this base, I got to have you about here to even get you in there, right? But then it's a steady process of getting them here. Once they're here, it's very hard for them to reposture and do things. So that's distance management. From that, I use punch defense. And if somebody does stand up, that's when we go under the leg to prevent the slam. Okay? So, let's just look at this super stupid, simple entry. Go all at once, right? Now, a couple of details. I want to start getting that distance. And this will be the handy punches here. Okay? So go ahead to punch. And then I have my shin here. And then this foot on the hip. This foot can be on the mat. But I'm going to use the hand and the foot in conjunction with one another to get him. Right now, he still has a little bit of ability to have posture to stuff. I'm going to get this a little bit more distance management. If they stack into you, you shoulder walk. Stack into me. So that's the distance I was talking about. I pushed off his bicep and his hip to get this here, right? And then there's my finish. All right? From here, just cupping the back of the head as you raise. Okay? So here, push, pull. See how that got him forward a little bit? Like this. Boom. All right, if he starts going to hit, I'm punching and I'm moving back. All right, now from here, tightening. Boom. A little bit more. Okay, so now, let's go ahead and stand up. Okay. He does this. This is when it's appropriate. Go under the leg to prevent. It's really when they try and pick you up. They can even pick you up a little bit. As long as you grab that leg, you're not going to get slammed in a substantial way. Right? They fall on top of you and accidentally clash heads with you, yes. But you don't want to get picked up overhead and then slammed on your back, and then as a result of that, your head hits canvas secondary. That sucks, and that's what really happens in a slam, right? It's like you get slammed on your back, and then there's a secondary concussion from your head hitting. So the slam prevention detail is just go under their leg, right? Distance management for striking. But also, if he doesn't have base and all that other stuff, he can't stand up, he can't stack me, and those sort of things. I prefer foot on the hip. A lot of people teach foot on the mat. I've seen Hickson say both, And then that basic double wrist control entry is the very first entry I ever learned.
Shoulder walk. Oh, yeah, too.
Senor. All right, so you're on your back. You got the triangle. And go ahead and just put this foot on the hip and then grab your chin. Yes, okay. So Let me stack you once so you feel what it's like.
Yeah.
Like that. That's the beginning of it, right?
Yeah.
So you know what the beginning feels like.
Yep.
So I would be driving into a 5-degree angle. So your counter to that is to go straight back on like a horizontal plane, even with the mat. You walk with, you hitch right, because I'm going to give you pressure and you're going to slide out from underneath.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
So you turn me right over.
Okay, yeah. So you're really the fourth. I'm just picking up.
Yes.
Okay.
If you time it like that, and then if you don't time it, you just have to shoulder walk, you know? I mean, but timing it is the, and then you're already aware of the problem. Like, hey, people stab me here sometimes. It sucks. Next, so you're already looking for it. Then it's just like, now it's a trap. Like, okay, yeah, go ahead and stop. All right, shoulder walk back. Great observation, though. It's like, and that's what I'm talking about. It takes that's why they're colored belts, you know, because it takes time to piece this puzzle together. No one ever told me that the primary reason for going under the leg was slam prevention for a triangle until I was already running. Right? So, and I would say that's not something that's taught because people teach it on the knees all the time. Right? But that the benefit is the slam prevention. Right? Like getting picked up if you grab under the leg. That's great self-defense. Just like those are like little nuances to add to all of the techniques. Like who wants to get head-butted in a roll or in real life, or scratched or bit, or there are ways to mitigate that sort of stuff. And that's why, like when I say fundamental techniques, so like we talked about last class about hiding the eyes on the rear naked choke. Hickson's first fight against Zulu, he's trying to claw his eyes out. It's on Chuck. And I remember seeing it. I'm like, yeah, he's clawing his eyes. Like what? You know. So, but let's work on triangles for a minute, and then we'll see what we have. 1, 2. Grab on that inside of your legs. You're too close to it. Do what?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it already.
I stood up.
Yeah, pull him off of this base. Another way to
I don't think I will.
grab your shit. Put it on the hip, grab your shin.
Okay.
I just don't run in front of the people that can pick me up. So you would be one of them.
I'll pick you up. I'll pick you up and throw you out that door.
I believe you. Chuck, I know you can.
Pick you up with just your hand. Yeah, a little further back. Yes. See, and I saw his posture change on how he's going to be able to. How he's going to be able to defend. One thing that, and look, it's like there, you know, it does make it look like a triangle. It does make it tighter, and if you're not worried about MMA or any of that shit, but go under my leg. Same thing. People putting their knee down on the face. Like that, and that's a byproduct of you doing the 90-degree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I'm still kind of going into the choke, but if you don't have it perfect yet, but then there's the hammer fist. I got mouse line like that one time. We made sparring.
Oh yeah, I was there for
I
that.
just got the right
This
angle.
is no padding.
Nobody was getting the right
But
angle.
that's the, I just like, you can do all the same things with the distance. Because you get about the same distance when you turn, but you start running risk of
Get my face awful close to it.
yeah, or you're getting your face like close to their knees, just for incidental shit, you know. Versus me, like that is like literally like hanging you. when I like distance manage, get away from you, you can't strike me, and you're like sagging down and caught in.
Yeah. So distance better than.
I think, but I just think that, and I think that that's one of those details that it's like that when somebody stands up, I think that got lost.
Completely just
Like when I first started,
basically just laying on.
this is how
I do that.
I've never done that before. You did it both of them.
like this.
I do that a lot.
You want to arm drag over here, you want to just go that way.
So like, are you too
Right. However,
like you start to stack?
standing,
I'm going.
I run no risk.
Sometimes
Todd Gordon literally teaches the #1 guard person.
I'll stand up.
But that got lost over time. You can do that on these, right? And like, it's funny because Joe Rogan talks about that story. I'm like, that happened to me. Because he's like, yeah, my daughter's jiu-jitsu teacher was teaching that way, and I'm like, buddy, look at these arm drags. I'm like, buddies. Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, if he stands up, you go under the leg.
Yeah, he did. That instantly got bad for me. I was trying to
Look,
get out.
you can sweep with that too, like that dive, a flower sweep, a dive under sweep.
Did you feel like you had posture at all, or was it far enough out?
I was stuck like this.
You were.
Back.
What's the name of the sign throw?
I do not know.
Maybe I was. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's still.
It was like
There's a Japanese
You
name
need a
for it.
slight thing of hope. It's like, no.
He keeps gaslighting me.
Sorry,
I start reading these Japanese
Okay.
terms, and then he's like, "Nah." I was like, "Shirikaya Tommy." He was like, "You mean the arm and guillotine?" What? He'll start throwing in Portuguese at you next.
Wow. A little further back first. Grab your shin. Scoot back. Yeah. See how much easier that was to close?
Yes.
Yes. Knock you out.
Okay. Triangles, cross toe. We talked about your naked show class. Any questions about anything? So rank review is Saturday, 10 a.m. Yeah. Put your name on the thing, and then next to it, what you're gonna bring fruit tasty fit, which we will eat again.
Yeah, you said it again or again?
Well, we're eating at the end.
At the end. Okay.
But
Neither one
coming
of us.
at 10.
Okay.
Come at 10, eat at the end.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Which I bet we're eating by 12:30.
Yes, sir.
Right? We'll kind of start winding things down as we get close to noon. Do some promotions. And then, different people getting promoted. We're just going to show different techniques that are either on that list or board right now. All right. Next class, I'll show a couple of things that just as options. Because it's going to be things like, hey, Brad, show a cross collar and sleeve takedown.
Yes, sir.
And then whoever show, we'll have 2 or 3 people show, make some comments about it, and then everybody's gonna work. Take this. That'll be a way we do some things. Some of the black belts will show some things. It's just cool too because Justin and I got to train with multiple oral belts. At the Vegas seminar, but Dring and I 6 months ago got track takes in. But that's just like the sort of like we're reviewing some of those techniques. And one of those coral belts that Justin and I trained with is Andre Fedinarius. One of Dring's like original, like the head of the association, right? Like his coach's coach, really. But I sent Dring a video of him teaching this wrist lock, and he's like, he taught me that 20 years ago, I've taught that all over the world. So, that's but right off with that series. We filmed those seminars and put them on the YouTube channel. You guys Andre Galvao one's another one. Coincidentally, this is the sort of interesting things too. Right before Worlds, Justin and I went up to train with Mike, worked on this back attack and taking the back stuff. And then Andre Galvao pretty much taught that same thing. Right? Like I was doing Armin Ezekiel's and talking to Justin about them and working them, teaching them in morning class, working them with Nick, my private lesson. And I want to say Nick is who first sent me this, like asking me about Armin Ezekiel's, and Andre teaches Armin Ezekiel. It's all within like a couple weeks of each other, right? But that sort of stuff will come up. Justin gonna show some of the stuff that we brought back from that, because that's you know, Joel was here when Mike came the first time and just opened up that narrative, and that's all. This has all been in the last 6 months. We got the Howderson, right? And when we get to work in the fundamental submissions, there'll be some commentary on like, hey, you can do this from, colored belts. We're doing triangles. Yeah, I wouldn't say a flying triangle is a fundamental, but hey, you know, if you're a purple or a brown belt, you should know how to do a mount or triangle or one from the back, like Joel mentioned earlier, right? Triangle transcends the position, right? It's like you can get it from everywhere. So, any questions about direct review or anything before we get out of here? All right, cool. We'll roll 1 5-minute round. Yes, sir. Let's do that.
Double Jitsu with me? Cool. Okay, we're gonna go.
2-on-1.
I got you, man. I'll take it. You'll start standing up and down. Okay.
Practice on the leg. Rolling Steve.
Yeah.
Around 16 miles.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Huh? I did. I did it back, yeah. You like this injury that you're working on? You just retracting the leg. It's like an ankle kick, but with the neck. Yeah. On the leg, yeah.
I hit it like nothing.
Have you ever hit it rolling?
Yeah.
You trying to roll on that? You thinking about it? I mean,
Oh,
like,
no, rolling? No, I haven't
do
done
it
that.
again.
I don't know why my ears.
It's so tight you didn't have to move.
This will fit.
Move your head.
Yeah.
And roll over that shoulder.
Oh, here?
Smash my leg.
If you ever get
Oh,
here
I'm
and
so
it's not
sorry.
working, that's how you take that extra slack out.
I'm sorry about that.
Have gone there? Have gone there? Where I'm here?
That's part of my plan.
That's not funny. I was like, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I got it twice.
I'm not
Ah,
that's all right.
See, you get me back.
I'll try not to.
He's great.
I did it for myself.
I can't get half guard. That's my gut. Sorry. I still can't turn my hips. That's the problem. No way. I'm baiting into that.
We are again.
Hey, makes me freaking laugh.
Sorry.
You're good, man.
Determined, right?
That was
It's all
Stars. Start my garden.
What about fire with that?
Good job,
Good
dude.
work, man.
He's better, bro.
It was good for me.
Sorry.
Shots,
And you had to adjust several times to get it.
I had to do it. I had to say it was the same adjustment to what I wanted. I gotta be doing.
All right.
Nice. You can put ice right there. You're a real champ.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Well, we got Wednesday class and then rank review on Saturday at 10. We'll be, Jim will be providing some food too, but Corey's wife is bringing cinnamon rolls. Not Corey. All right. I feel like there was possibly some misrepresentation on Corey's part. I just want to clear that up for his wife, Victoria. Oh, I got her back, all right.
She knows it.
I make a point about it too, you know.
I am bringing these.
Yes, yes.
Well, she's sending them with me.
Myers family cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it, but, you know, Corey loves cinnamon rolls. That's it. Okay, cool. Thank you, Coach. Yeah. Good class. Good job, mate. See how it's going. White belt. Go.
Good roll.
Yeah, I'm working on
Anybody got time for one more roll?
adjusting the finish.
I was calling you out, Steve.
I feel like a roll call.
Here, I don't want five.
Your second one was
Don't
weird.
worry.
Was that the second submission you
Which
got?
I want
The
five
one
or
where I was
three?
like head down?
Alright, 3, 2.
Yeah, it felt like I was getting crushed. Like from the head through my, what in the world is going on?
What in the world? Well, take an arm around it.
How to get timing.
See if I get time. Oh, now you want to say 65 times.
Yeah, it didn't feel like an arm.